Clearly, Galamsey, they are losing it. They are clueless about how to deal with Galamsey. That is fact. You can play PR with it. You can help them gymnast around it. Fact is that they are struggling. And you know why they are struggling? It's because of their own words. Their own words is what is fighting them. So right now, they are fighting themselves. And that's why Galamsey will be handled in that matter. Is that this attitude and posture of the then opposition is what has led to the escalated nature of Galamsey. You know why? Because the people simply think that, these are the people who told us that when they come, they will allow us to mine. And so once they are there, they are here, it is time for us to even do it. Let me quote
one of. We used to do. Just hold your horses. This story is from December the 3rd, 2024. And this is what the current president says. He says, I know that here in Adanse, and of course we can't look through all of them, but I'm giving one example just to communicate what he was saying. I know that here in Adanse, you deeply value small-scale mining. The NDC will bring policies to support small-scale miners and ensure the land is preserved for future generations.
So you see, the problem I have, and you constantly...
And I'm not saying that this is all of what he said, but this is one of the...
So let me help you.
Is this negative?
So let me help you. Ghana Web. I'll grant all Galamseyers imprisoned under Akufo-Addo amnesty. The 2024 flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, 4 years ago, in the run-up to the 2020 election, promised to pardon all illegal miners who have been imprisoned under Nana Danko Akufo-Addo if he returns to power. Speaking at Edum Bamso in the Mpoho constituency in the Western region, to kickstart his 4-day campaign, Mahama stated that it is ridiculous to have a foreigner engaged in the same illegal activity, released without any prosecution or fine, but sentence our own people to these consequences. The former president added that he would get illegal miners back to the fields to work in a more controlled environment as captured in his party's manifesto. It is sad that government said it was fighting Galamsey, and they arrested, prosecuted, and jailed Ghanaians who were engaged in that activity, but left Chinese people to go. Today, they are still in prison. The Chinese Galamseyers who were arrested have been left to go free. They were never prosecuted, but our people are in jail. When we come, we shall grant all those arrested and jailed amnesty. They will come back to their homes and work. I believe that these operators are remorseful towards any unlawful activities. So we'll give them another chance. So you see...
But what
hold on. These aspects we have not contested, have we?
No, hold on.
Because these we have even condemned here.
So that's what I'm talking about.
But it's not everything.
So that's the point. So why are you making a point that I haven't made? I am telling you that if you have a former president who is aspiring to be president, tell the people that when I come, those who committed crimes against the state and have been found culpable by a court of competent jurisdiction will be left to go because the government is wicked. Because the government is allowing Chinese people to leave the country. And then when you come, basically all you are telling those people is that, as for you, you are a friend. And so now that you have come, one, you release us, and two, you're not going to prosecute us and arrest us. That's MFA. You can beat around the bush. You can try to jump around it. That is one of the reasons why today Galamsey has gone a top notch higher than it was 4 months ago.
You have just said that. I've allowed you to make a point. Make your second point.
You just made a point that Galamsey has gone a notch higher.
If you don't think so, it's okay.
Where are the metrics to prove?
Ben, if you don't think Galamsey has got a notch higher, it's okay.
I want us to
the viewers and the public who are following the story.
Say you're very factual. I'm asking you, based on what are you making this?
Based on what metrics? Were you always before now saying that the Galamsey and you putting cameras all over the country saying that Galamsey was on a rise? Based on what metrics?
No, I mean,
were you
doing based, for example,
on passing LI?
So your metrics today tell you that
based on LI 246, for example.
No, hang on. Gentlemen, hang on.
Ben, just take your time. This Galamsey matter, it's not one that we should do PR with it too. It will swallow all of us.
Miracles.
It will swallow all of us.
I think all of us.
Miracles. Let's go.
Dennis, let's again set the ground rules. We are interviewing you.
Oh no, but I'm also responding to you.
I'm
also responding in the same manner.
Just take it easy.
In the same manner.
So you recall that you had quoted the former president.
Yes.
And among one of the things that many people have been saying, he said, which is with me, and I want us to even go a little further, is the fact that he says he will, if you're correct, he will release the ones that are working in the pits and go after the kingpins. If you were not a politician and if you were not part of the previous government, what imputation will you put to this?
So that is why the people voted for you. And that's the point I made earlier. So the people voted for you because you said that you go after campaigns. So now you come. 3 months or 4 months in office. You have not shown any single sign of going after the campaigns. Rather, you are still in the pit, arresting the same people you told that you would release. First of all, what you have done is that you have misled them. You have deceived them into believing that you will not come after them.
And so for
now you take them and then wait. Hang on. You remember I quoted the point he made at Adanse on the Chinese people. So you come to office. You said something else before we voted for you. You come to office. You go into the pit. You go and arrest these same boys you said you released, and then now you are deporting the Chinese people that you accused the previous.
Do you recall that at the end of that article that you read, you said that he believes that these people would have been remorse about their actions, so they'll bring them back and provide a more conducive environment for them to work. But so that's what I'm saying. Let's assess the process.
No, but that's what we are
Let's start. So at least in the last 3 months, say 2 months, you may have heard. The conversation started with the repeal of the LI, which the environmental minister has said, the Lands and Natural Resources minister has said that has been laid in Parliament. The conversation and the civil societies have said that it looks like an amendment more than a repeal. That's a step we can discuss. You've also heard about the river guards that are being trained to deploy to the river bodies, at least. You may have seen the EPA's assessment and all of that. Are we in any way saying that so far we haven't seen anything at all about this government trying to fight Galamsey, no matter how significant? So let's establish that.
Let's have this conversation without interruption, like the way I allowed you to land.
Go ahead, make your point.
So you see, when we have a canker like Galamsey, and you have an opposition leader then, His Excellency Mahama, tell you that the government is doing A, it is wrong. It doesn't give a solution. Vote for me, I will do B. The government is doing C. Forget that one because it's not working. Vote for me, I will do D. When you win power, we don't expect you to come and do the A and the C that the previous government is doing, and not to do your B and D. Simply implement what it is that you promised that you will do when it comes to dealing with Galamsey. Tell me one thing that this government has done in the past 4 months about Galamsey that was not in existence as of 7 January 2025 when they took over power. River guards. Do you know when river guards were commissioned in this country by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources? River guards with their boats, with their drones. They have been there all this while. This is not the first batch of river guards. They are still there. So, and it's on your portals. Go to My Joy Online. Your news people follow it. So river guards is not something that the government, a novelty that the government has brought, which this country hasn't seen before to fight Galamsey. Is that what you promised us? Something that we were doing already, that you claim was not giving us results? That's what you are doing. Number 2, you said you were going to repeal the LI. You didn't say you were going to amend the LI. As it stands now, Mifa, stop the PR. It doesn't seem like an amendment. It is an amendment. The government has taken no step to go and repeal the LI. What the government has done is to take steps to amend the LI. That wasn't the promise. Number 3, you said that when you come to office, you will not go after these boys in the pit, and that you will go after campaigns. In the past 4 months, have you had any campaign arrested other than the same boys in the pit? As at December 2024, Galamseyers in the pit were still being arrested. As at October 2024, on your portal, My Joy Online, you were reporting Galamseyers who have been arrested by the previous government. So if you're arresting Galamseyers in the pit, you have done nothing, because this country has been doing that since 2013. Since 2013, this country has been arresting Galamseyers, has been burning excavators, has been moving with military and police into the forest reserves. That is no novelty. You promised the people that when you come, you think that this country's Galamsey situation has gotten to the point where our lives are at risk, and it's a national security matter. So you, the president now, you were backing some civil society organizations and calling for a state of emergency, and saying that this country was at a point where we should call for a state of emergency. You have been in government for four months. Galamsey has escalated. Galamsey today is worse than it was in December 2024. Why haven't you called for a state of emergency?
You would say that is worse.
If you don't think so, that's fine.
No, I'm only asking.
That is my view. And the viewers are also out there assessing it. Yeah, let me tell you. Up until the NDC came to,
and I want you to wrap.
You would not see people in Osino, okay, doing Galamsey at Osino Market. Today they are doing it in the middle of town. Galamsey today is escalated than it was 4 months ago.
Simple question.
The government of the day promised us specific things.
Right.
And I
think you've elaborated enough on
repeal the LI. 2, call for a state of emergency.
Right.
3, stop arresting the boys in the pits and go after the kingpins. These are specific things you said you will do when you win power. Until you do those things, first stop telling the people that the government has done something.
No, we're asking. So in 4 months, comparing to 8 years, you think that this government is still on the same journey as?
But the things I've mentioned to you, the things you mentioned that they've done, they are things that were done. They were still in place as of January 7th. Mention one new thing. There's nothing new. Mention one new thing that this government has done on Galamsey. One. You don't have.
Is that a concession then? If you say that all the mechanisms have failed, is that a concession that throughout your 8 years, your mechanisms at tackling Galamsey were also failures?
If you followed my conversation on Galamsey, you'd realize that, yes, that's my answer. Because I have always said that the manner in which we politicize Galamsey is the reason why these mechanisms are failing. And that is why I recently even made a post. I think even the rest of us made a comment about it, and we had our own banter. That's a different matter. I think that MPP in particular shouldn't go the path the NDC went when they were in opposition. That is my view. I think that no matter how much this government would have lied to the people to power on this Galamsey matter, we should put politics aside and not play politics with it and work with the government to get Galamsey solved. Until we depoliticize Galamsey, it doesn't matter the strategy MFI you put in place. It would not work. When you read every...
That definitely, and because I want us to...
It will not work.
I think it is common knowledge.
It will not work.
That problem.
You understand? And
everyone will tell you that both parties are neck deep. They have people in it. But we don't have all the time to talk about that.
You see, today you are saying both parties. In 2024 December, you said MPP people.
Oh, because at the time...
It is NDC people, it's not both parties. Today, the Galamseyers are NDC people, not both parties. No MPP person is in the pit. When you go and the NPP person in the pit, arrest him, jail him for life. It is NDC people who are doing Galamsey.
Have you identified one NDC person?
Yes, your news portal, this your station, show the video. Yes. This is your station. Show the video of NDC chairman almost strangling a military officer and asking him why he's in the pit. So yes, your station.
So that makes him a Galamsey.
Yes, but he's an NDC guy.